Hello, and welcome to the ABCs of Autism. I'm Dr. Lynette Louise, also known as the Brain Broad, and today we are going to discuss the letter V. V, the letter V for three different categories: variety, vaccines, and violence. Believe it or not, I'm going to put that all together. Let's do it. Okay, let's start with variety. Most of you have the belief that your children need a scheduled routine. This is erroneous. The reason you believe this is because most of the time you're asking your children to do things that they don't want to do. So they have a strong need to feel control, and the way they get a sense of control is by knowing when the thing you want them to do starts and when it will end. They then get used to this routine and they count on it because then they know when they can go do the thing that they think is fun. In fact, children with autism need a lot of variety. In order to stay flexible and quick thinking, they need lots and lots of variety from you, the person playing with them, being with them, teaching them. However, they don't usually get that. They get taught that they're rigid and they can't handle change, and so they embrace that thought and run to whatever it is they love to do the most whenever you let go of the controls. And so you end up with this control dance back and forth between structured reality and the variety they then give themselves. Some of the kids will have their iPad going, their radio going, they have the TV on, and they're playing with a ribbon all at the same time because they need to be able to control all these different sensory inputs, and they're looking and seeking the variety and the excitement that is given to them by these different bits of technology. That's just an example. But variety is the thing that cuts the boredom. You may be discovering right now that boredom causes stress. So a loss of control causes stress. Boredom, which is, born of routine and scheduling, also causes stress. Unless, of course, the thing you're doing routinely is something you love and that you want to do. So that takes care of variety for a second. Let's go over to vaccines. We have a population of parents in the world of autism that are very angry and hate each other. Now, that's not true of all of us, of course, but there's the this therapy, that therapy group, the facilitation versus rapid prompt method group, the vaccinate, don't vaccinate group. And you're so full of passion and venom as you embrace what you think is a healthy choice that a lot of the time you're pointing fingers at the person who's making a different healthy choice. And I say it that way because each parent is making their idea of a healthy choice. And you cannot have a happy home while judging and blaming and being full of passion and pointing fingers at other families. But there's something even bigger than that here. When a person who's had a child vaccinated is sitting there and telling you their story and saying, first he was normal and then he had the vaccine and he broke into seizures and came out autistic. If you're rolling your eyes and having a conversation inside your head about how untrue that is and how that mother or father or both parents are completely misinformed about their own child, you can't experience self-love. It hurts you more than them. And you, the person not being empathetic to the story being shared with you, will not like yourself enough to spread self-love to your children. Self-love is an embracing act, and it listens. It listens to someone else's story, even if it doesn't really agree. So disagreement isn't the problem. It's the methodology behind it and the anger. You can't be angry and having a happy home. You just can't. You're the one that gets hurt when you're angry. That's stress on you. So let's let go of that one. So that's variety, that's vaccines. Now let's talk about violence. Do those things cause violence? Well, yes and no. Certainly violence can come from something that's happening as an overwhelm, an intrinsic difficulty in the child themselves. But as I told you a few episodes ago, and as I just mentioned now, control is important here. The sense of control makes someone feel safe. and it reduces stress in a big way. So think of it from your child's point of view. There they are dealing with constant stressors of somebody else deciding what you have to learn, picking your schedule, saying what's important. Then you run over and go and do your stimming, and that indicates you obviously you're not like they are because you don't enjoy the stuff that they like. And so you have this conversation going on, and people are judging you. They're looking to see, what's broken in my child? What's broken in my child? What's wrong with my child? And they hear the conversations you're having with all the therapists and the judgments. They see your angry faces. You talk about the family that does or doesn't vaccinate. They're putting us at risk. You listen to the fear-mongering that's going on and this is what's going to happen in your future talk. And here you are, you're just a child who's got a sensory overwhelm happening at the best of times. And all of that is your environment. Yeah, you'll probably get violent. Let's take a deep breath and take some of those stressors off. Give back control to your child. Let them choose their schedule. They're home anyway right now. Let them pick what they like to do. You come in and join into what they enjoy. Then they'll want to see what it is you enjoy and be a part of that. But when all you do is stand in one spot and insist they come to you, yeah, they're going to need a schedule. At the very least, they need the control of knowing when it begins and ends. And at some point, they're going to say to themselves, I hate this. I don't want to be told what to do anymore. I can't take it. I'm full of puberty now, and I'm stronger, and I'm bigger, and all the hormones in me are saying you're supposed to go and be independent and do things on your own. And I just might have to hit somebody. So take all of those V's, variety, vaccines, and violence, all those subjects that I just covered, and the concepts within them. Think about it, and change what you're doing. And if you're already doing it perfect, you're all alone in the world. All right, I love you guys. I'm Dr. Lynette Louise, the Brain Broad, and you've been watching the ABCs of Autism. I suggest you touch that little bell on there to make sure you get told every time I upload an episode. You don't want to miss any of these. They're so good. Like and subscribe.